Hello and good morning and welcome to Zoe Your Own. So we are heading out on the road this morning. We're going to London. So it is 8:30 in the morning on Saturday the 9th of November, and I'm heading to my first transport stop, which is just the bus from Dereham to Norwich train station, which takes about an hour, and then then I'll be on the train to the big city. So the reason why I'm doing a real big adult thing in getting on the train to go to London on my own, because normally I go to London with Mum for a show, but today it's to go and bid farewell to my friend of nearly 30 years, who on the 1st of September, not September, what am I on about, 1st of December, embarks on probably one of the biggest challenges of her life. So she's really into fitness and everything else, and she's in the military, and she got the opportunity to do a transatlantic row with Force Atlantic. So I think it takes about 40 to 60 days. There's just four of them, four women in a rowboat. Rowing across the transatlantic, and London is sort of like the middle point for or the closest point for pretty much all of us. So there's a few of us that are all heading to London to bid farewell and wish my friend all of the best luck in the world. I mean, we've all known her for years, so we all know that she's going to absolutely smash it, and she's not really scared of anything, I don't think. So yeah, that is why So Your Own is heading off to London today. Never felt like more of an adult in my whole entire life though. I mean, well, I'm trusted to get on a bus and a train on my own to London. Surely I'm not responsible enough for that.
Morning.
Hello, good morning, my lovely. Can I get a single to the train station, please?
Let's do that, please. Thank you very
Perfect,
much.
thank you. So first trip is the bus, and like I said, this one takes about an hour, but it does drop me right outside the train station, which is really handy. But what's really weird is the fact that my bus takes to get me to the train station is about an hour and 10 minutes, but the train from Norwich to London is only about an hour and 45. It's not an unpleasant bus journey though. You just sort of sit and watch your surroundings, and especially when you're heading off to London on your own as an adult. Yeah, I suppose you've got to get yourself mentally prepared. Thank you very much. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
There will be a lot of voice clips in this one though, especially when I get to London, because I didn't really want to advertise that I was a tourist too much. Right, so that's that bit done. Now at Norwich train station, time for a cheeky wee, see if I've got time to get myself a cuppa, find my platform and get on the train. No time for tea after my cheeky wee, but I'd sooner sacrifice a cup of tea than miss my train, that's for sure. I had a bit of trouble scanning my ticket, but we got there in the end. Third time lucky. Third time's always the charm, eh? It's quite a long walk down the platform, and this train consists of 12 carriages. So I thought, I'll go about halfway down. I don't think I went halfway down.
This, Stowmarket, Ipswich, Manningtree, Colchester, Stratford and London Liverpool Street.
And we're off. So this is us leaving Norwich train station, heading on to London Liverpool Street. There's no, can't turn around and change my mind now. Well, I mean I could, but I don't know why I would. took my laptop with me, caught up on some YouTube videos, and very important, Married at First Sight UK. Please don't judge me. So we're now coming into London. So I think this is maybe about 10-15 minutes out from the train station. But it's a pleasant journey, no delays or anything like that. Although it was quite a busy train past Colchester, I think. So much so that the conductor had to put an announcement out to say, can people move stuff off of chairs. I had a total stranger sitting next to me. The person in front of me had a stranger sitting next to her, and then then she got off and they took her seat. And yeah, very busy train. But it did leave Norwich at 10 o'clock in the morning, which gets into London at around 12ish. So I kind of assume that that's peak time to get to London. This is coming into the platform. That's why it's gone a little bit sort of dark. Honestly, I haven't just gone into the abyss, I promise. So I totally underestimated how long this video would take to edit. The recording of it was easy, just simple. Press a button on the GoPro or the button on the 4 videos I think I recorded on my phone. But initially I had a problem with storage. My laptop kept telling me that it was full of storage, couldn't support any of the clips or anything else like that. Managed to get over that hurdle, but it was then putting all of those clips into the track, which is essentially where you build your video from, and then speeding them up, slowing them down, and now adding the voiceovers on top as well. It's this one's been a real challenge, hence why it's taken, I think, nearly 3 days to edit. I think this is the longest it's taken me to edit any one of my videos, but it's all a learning curve. I've also learned a couple of extra things along the way whilst editing this video, things to make it easier to do, as opposed to just throwing it in and hoping for the best. And I've gone from, I think when I put all the clips in, I think I had nearly 2 hours worth of footage. So to get it down into 38 minutes and 1 second, I am very, very happy with that. I kind of almost feel like I really am a YouTuber now. As you can see, I definitely wasn't halfway down the train of 12 carriages. It was a very, very long walk down the platform. And at this point, even though I was in London, nobody was in a real rush to get anywhere. Honestly, everybody was dawdling at this point. And now for the fun part. And I genuinely mean that. I'm not being sarcastic. I don't know if it means I'm a weird person, that I do genuinely enjoy using the tube in London. I'm pretty confident on it. I've got a good sense of direction, good sense of awareness. And even though I'm a bit scatty and a bit clumsy and everything, I somehow, manage to have my wits about me, of which I think in a place like London, you do need to have, especially if you're going there, going there on your own. You don't want to be looking like a tourist, because you're just basically advertising yourself, really. So I did sort of try to be as incognito as possible, I guess. And this is the Elizabeth line that I'm using. And I think that this is one of the newest, if not the newest, tube line, hence why everything looks just so nice and the escalators are so long. I mean, you've got safety doors before you even get to the carriages. You haven't got anything like that on the Central line. So that's bus, train and tube done. I got the tube to Tottenham Court Road because I wanted to have a little wander around London and wanted to have a little wander up to Leicester Square. You'll see why I wanted to go to Leicester Square in a little while. These escalators are just so long. just hustling and bustling about the tube station. Honestly, I never felt like more of an adult before in my entire life.
Now I don't give a shit what you think of me, because all that matters is that I'm free. Because I was so scared of being rejected, and then I pressed the red button and checked it. Now I'm a superstar in my mind, and I'm shining. Now we're in the boat, and the rest of each other. Now we're in the boat, and now we are lovers. Keep it going, my brother, keep the love flowing. Here we go, I'm on my way. I can't stop, gotta finish soon, because my brother over there, in 20 minutes, he's gonna carry on singing his songs on backing tracks. He used to play guitar, but fuck that shit. Now he's bringing the beats, just like me. I tried to play on my 6 strings, but now everybody just wants to hear the truth. Everybody just wants to feel that inner truth. Everybody wants to hear the sunshine, yeah.
So there's always buskers and some sort of entertainment out and about in London. I think this was the first of a few for me for today that I'd seen. And just changing course, because I think that was the 3rd time in not even 5 minutes I'd gone the wrong way. I mean, there I was saying a minute ago that I had a good sense of direction. No, maybe not. I tell you what, you know when you got a good confidence in London, and that's when you go rogue crossing the road, as in the lights are there but you don't wait for them, you just do your own thing. Yeah, you going rogue. I think it was only about a 10-15 minute walk once I actually set out in the right direction from Tottenham Court Road to Leicester Square. So now coming through Chinatown, so we're literally right on the edge of Leicester Square now. And as I turn one of the corners, I can see the Sondheim Theatre just up the road, which is where me and Mum went to go and see Les Mis a couple of months ago. Highly recommend Les Mis, by the way, and Matilda. I did sort of think to myself, maybe I could catch a show whilst I'm here. But then I figured I'd better not. I better behave myself. So Leicester Square is always busy. It seems to be sort of like one of the touristy places in London. I was lucky enough that when I was there as well, that they had a little Christmas market. I thought, oh, I'll just have a quick little walk round to see what they've got. Oh, the churros smell absolutely amazing. I mean, as good as they smelt, there must have been like 5 or 6 different churro stands. What stands one away from the next, I don't know. And that was an unintended pun, by the way. I think most of the stalls on here were all sort of small business type stuff, you know, and sort of like local to London and everything else. It was really quite nice to have a wander around. Did sort of get me in the festive spirit, even if it is still only early November. But Christmas gets earlier and earlier every year now, right? Oh yeah, and they even had a bar there as well. That's this that I'm literally now walking past. Genuinely wasn't expecting to see that in the middle of Leicester Square. But before I make it across from Leicester Square over to Waterloo, there is one important stop that I have to do, and I come into this shop every opportunity that I have when I'm in London, and that shop is TWGT. And it's to get a lovely proper takeaway tea. and that is my tea brewing in that little pot there, and then poured into this lovely gold cup. I know in one of my other YouTube videos I've shown you the little carrier and everything else. I could have had that as an option for today or for Saturday, but that was just a bit too much of a hassle. But oh, look at that, and it's such a big cup of tea as well. It's exactly what I needed to get me from Leicester Square to Waterloo. And whilst I was in there, I treated myself to some more tea bags, and I got myself some smoky Earl Grey. The description says, a royal and sophisticated blend, the ethereal, smoky aroma of incense is complemented by sweet and fragrant citrus fruits in this surprising black tea, a daring combination of Russian and English tastes. They come in a box of 15, all individually wrapped, and the tea bags themselves are cotton tea bags as well, which is just pretty special in my opinion. Okay, so I've made it to London. I haven't said much up until this point because there's lots of people about, and I don't really want to advertise too much that I'm a tourist. So I'm now sort of down a bit more of a backish area, I guess, if you like, of London. So I'm just off of Leicester Square. I've got my fancy tea, got my sat nav in my pocket, beeping away at me, telling me where I need to go, and I'm now on my way to Brewdog in Waterloo, where I'm meeting my friends, or my friend and her friends and her new in-laws, because she only got married earlier this year. Yeah, sat nav says that it should take me about 25 minutes to get there, but I've got my docs on. I reckon I can stomp it easily in 20. Yeah, I must admit, I've never felt more adult and grown up being left in a big city on my own. I'm not scared though. It's quite fun hustling and bustling through the underground. If I'm totally honest, you just got to be confident, you know, and so yeah, not be scared of anything. Just show that you're not a tourist and that you have been here before. I mean, to be honest, literally where I am now, walking past the car park that me and Mum have used a couple of times when we've come for shows. So sort of like I'm fairly familiar with where I am right now. So it shouldn't be too scary or daunting. But then I am going towards Waterloo, and I've never walked to Waterloo from Leicester Square, so that bit should be it should be quite fun. But I'll check back in with you in a bit. So this little bit of the walk is sort of in quite a touristy bit, so not too far from Trafalgar Square, and we're now coming up to our second street performer. So when I stopped to watch the street performers, I genuinely didn't realise that their GoPro was angled more towards the bin, and that then I put my teacup literally straight in front of the camera as well, so you could barely see any of the street performers. I do apologise about that, but I am just a beginner in all of this, YouTube and stuff, or at least I think I am. So just now coming past Trafalgar Square. So this is quite a touristy place in London. I don't know all of what all of the monuments and and all of that means. I mean, I suppose I probably should, given that I am English and everything. But I know enough about Norfolk history. I know a lot about Norfolk history. I just don't know a lot about London history. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. I'm a Norfolk girl. So again, I don't really know what that massive building is that I'm looking at. But if anyone can actually enlighten me as to what it was, that'd be great. I'm all up for learning new stuff. this road was a little bit busy to go to rogue on in terms of crossing, and I think this one I went rogue and then did that thing where I crossed when there was a cyclist there. Whoopsie! More street performers setting all their stuff up to, you know, get ready to go about their day. And we've got to stop for the obligatory tourist selfie, you know, and I also needed the thumbnail. So apart from really the massive people and the, you know, the big red buses, this little bit of the walk was kind of almost like being in you know, like walking around Norwich streets, just, you know, on a much greater scale, obviously, but, you know, sort of people bimbling about their day, shops and, you know, and traffic and, you know, just the normal stuff, I suppose, that you'd find in a normal city, I guess. But yeah, this bit was kind of, yeah, it was all right, I suppose. And now this bit was really quite nice. So this is the stairs leading up to what I believe, and only because I looked it up on Google Maps, is the Jubilee Walkway, and just to the left hand side of the bridge there is I think it's part of the overground, which is also connected to the underground for the South Embankment tube station. And this is one of the many, many bridges that goes over the River Thames. So that is the River Thames that we're crossing over. Yeah, I think we're sort of South Embankment way, I'm pretty sure. We've got different types of things on the street now. We've got a couple of different types of artists. I think that stuff was sort of like metal sculptures, and then this guy was a painter. Or oil painting, I think it was. So I think this is where I stop and take another cheeky little selfie. You gotta do stuff like that when you're in the big city. I know I do go there fairly frequently, but I mean, I don't always go to this part of London very frequently. So it was, yeah, there was quite nice. It was really quite nice. I had a brilliant day, I really did. And it was, yeah, I know I've said it a couple of times, but it just felt really, really weird being unsupervised on my own. I don't ever actually feel like an adult. Is there a point where you do? Is this what adulting is? Someone could explain that to me. That'd be great.
That doesn't mean my average me to realize eyes lost for me. So sorry,
So a treat from another street performance there. Although I couldn't see where that guy was. I think he was under the bridge, of which I'm currently walking away from. But you could hear him from sort of, you know, good distance away. We've got ourselves another paint. I think this guy was oil painting, of which there's usually quite a few people doing stuff like that down on this part of the river, because it is, I guess, if you're an artist and you can draw and paint, it's quite nice to do. And we're now just about to come past Charlie Chaplin, because why not have Charlie Chaplin on South Embankment, right? And now we've got the Mad Hatter from Alice in Wonderland. And now remember that wheel from the other side of the river that didn't look that big? Well, I'm literally standing underneath it now. And you could just see how enormous this thing is and how it holds just by the people walking past it. I mean, just look at that. That is huge. I think it takes about an hour to do a full loop, and apparently it gives you full views of London. For the amount of times I've been to London, I'm still yet to go on the London Eye. And I think this is pretty much the last little bit of the walk now to Brewdog, if I remember correctly. Is literally just cross over the road and then just up to my left hand side. And sat-nav said it'd take me 25 minutes, and it did take me 25 minutes, but I think that was because I took a couple of wrong turns at the beginning. So I made it across London in one piece. So where we're going, Brewdog, Waterloo train station, tube station, just up there, or train station, bit both. Yeah, let's just hope that I am at the right place. Anyway, I'll check back in a little while. So this place was loud, big and busy. I genuinely didn't realise it was going to be that big. There's even a slide to take you downstairs. I kind of wish I'd had a go on the slide, but I'm kind of also glad I didn't at the same time. I'm not sure. I think I'd have spent the rest of the day on there if I'd had one go. So I needed some fresh air, so I popped out for 10 minutes. And I am under the street arches right next to Waterloo Station, where graffiti is anything but recognised, but it's such good stuff. Check this out. It's almost like this is a way of life under here. I've been under here a couple of times and it just blows your mind, honestly. It's mad. And the smell. Whew. Good job I've had a couple of pints. I mean, look at this. This is mad. It's a lot quieter this end. Yeah. Look at this. Like, these are actual artists. Yeah. And there's like little bars and diners and stuff down here. Yeah. I tell you what, for a little Norfolk girl, this is... yeah, nowhere's like this in Norfolk, I promise. It's mad. But it's good. It's a good kind of mad. Yeah, if you're ever in London and you're around Waterloo, come and check out the arches. Yeah, they're fantastic. I feel a bit safer now on the other side. I'm right next to the station, but yeah, check that out. It's mad. Absolutely mad. Yeah, Leek Street Arches is what they're called. If you're ever here, come and check it out. So it's now time to head back home to Norfolk. So I'm going back through the arches, and of which you can see they do the ceilings as well. That place really is just absolutely fantastic. Never seen anything like it in my life before, although I have seen it a couple of times. So first thing to do is walk to the tube station, because of it being sort of later at night and a bit darker, and I'd had a couple of cheeky pints. I figured it's probably best to just walk to Waterloo Station and tube from there to London Liverpool Street. I think it was only one changeover anyway. I think I needed to get onto the Jubilee line to Bond Street, I think it was, and then from Bond Street on the Central line straight to London Liverpool Street. But yeah, I love hustling and bustling about on the tube, so it was certainly not an issue for me at all. And in terms of temperature as well, I mean, I know that London's always a bit warmer than Norfolk, but it was, yeah, a relatively mild evening as well, which was quite nice. So the last time for today, using the escalators, or at least going down into the underground. I think this one had a couple of escalators to get down, and was well, I say it's bizarre. It's not really. It's just kind of how it works, and every tube station is sort of like at a slightly different level for, you know, for obvious reasons. So these escalators were you know, quite big to go down, but then the ones at the Elizabeth line were even bigger, because obviously the Elizabeth line is the newest one, so they've essentially had to dig, you know, a lot further down to obviously, you know, get to the line. But this was quite a this one looked quite nice at the forefront here, but tell you what, that one was really noisy. And now coming into one of the older platforms, so I think this is Central Line, I think. So the escalators don't go down quite as far. You can see it's sort of, yeah, considerably older in comparison to the other two stations that I've been into today. But what is really noticeable is when you're on the actual tube itself, because the noise that the tube on the Central Line makes is so incredibly loud. It really is. And this is an old platform because there is no doors before getting onto the tube. It's just there. Needed to get myself some food for the journey home. And just like that, we're back in Norwich. So just got back to Norwich after my day out in London. My battery died and I didn't realise until I got off the train, and I totally forgot to record the bit of me getting off the train and properly walking through the station. I don't know what any of this footage is going to be like, by the way. Hopefully it'll be okay. It's 10:30. My bus is at 11:20 to get me back to Dereham, so I am just going to go to the local Spoons, have a couple of cheeky pints in there, and then get the last bus back home. This might be the last of you see of me. I don't know. I might check in again in a little while. I'll see how I feel. But I thought I could at least record me walking down to Spoons, past the river and everything. It's quite nice here in Norwich. It's a lot calmer here in Norwich than it is in London, that's for sure. So this little stretch just here is, or area where the train station is known as Riverside, and it's kind of where the Norwich nightlife is. I mean, I'm not down with the kids anymore, so I don't really know if this is where people go for nights out, but certainly used to be back when I was a young. And there's a trampoline park there that used to be a nightclub back in the day. So a lot has changed in this little area just here. But there's a cinema there. There's plenty of restaurants and stuff. So there is something for everyone, I guess. Okay, so it's almost like Spoons didn't want my money. Literally 15 minutes, no service whatsoever. Although it is busy because it is a Saturday. But there is a couple of little places just down this little Riverside bit. I was just more looking forward to only spending £2 something on a pint, as opposed to £7.45. Is what I was paying. That's right, £7.45. Hi, I suppose I could just get a pint of cider, please, madam.
Yeah, the inches.
Yes, please. So I got my last pint of the night, and it was only £4.75. Not quite £2.50, but less than a fiver for a pint is still good, I think. And now I'm just moseying on to the bus stop to wait to go back to Dereham. I hope you enjoyed this one. I hope the footage wasn't, too wishy-washy or anything else like that. And I'll see you all soon. So we've made it back to Dereham. Here we go. I hope you enjoyed this one. Slightly different to usual. Thanks for watching. The next one, I should definitely be back in my garden. The usual stuff. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Come back and see me again soon. For now, I'm going to bed. Good night. Later, staters.